Ladies and gentlemen, you've got one life, one shot at it. So what are you going to do with it? Are you just going to sit around and let the world decide for you? Are you going to let your circumstances dictate where you end up? Or are you going to step up, take control, and learn how to make your own future? Now, I know some of you may be thinking, well, that sounds nice, but how do I actually do that? I hear you. It's easy to talk about the dream, but it's a whole different thing to actually make it happen. But you've got something inside you that is powerful. You've got the ability to change your circumstances, to shift the direction of your life. But here's the truth, nobody's coming to save you. No fairy godmother, no magic pill, no shortcut. You've got to save yourself. It's all on you. That's the first thing you've got to understand. You've got to take ownership of your life. Own your decisions. Own your actions. Own your future. There are a lot of people who wake up every day going through the motions, doing what they think they're supposed to do, living the life they think they're supposed to live. But guess what? That's not living. That's existing. You don't want to just exist. You want to live with purpose. You want to be intentional with every step you take. You want to wake up in the morning excited about the day ahead, not just dreading another 9-to-5 grind. That's where the future begins, right there. It starts with a mindset that says, I can do this, I am capable. I have what it takes, but you've got to believe it. If you don't believe it, nobody else will. If you don't believe in your own potential, then you're not going to put in the work it takes to make things happen. And let me tell you something, this thing we call life. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And the people who succeed are the ones who are willing to put in the work, to keep pushing when it gets hard, to keep grinding when they're tired. Let me be clear, you're going to face obstacles. There's no way around that. Life's going to throw punches. People are going to doubt you. There's going to be times when you want to quit. There are going to be times when you think it's easier to just go along with what everyone else is doing. But you can't do that. You've got to push through the doubt, the fear, the uncertainty. You've got to dig deep and remember why you started this journey in the first place. Every setback you face, every roadblock that comes your way, that's just another opportunity for you to prove to yourself that you can overcome it. That's just another challenge for you to rise above. See, the people who make their future don't let things stop them. They don't let adversity define them. They rise up, they keep going. And I'm not talking about some easy path. Making your future isn't about walking down a road that's already paved. It's about building your own road, laying your own bricks, one step at a time. You've got to put in the sweat, the tears, the sacrifice. But when you do that, when you lay down the groundwork, when you refuse to let anyone tell you it can't be done, that's when you start to create a future that is uniquely yours. The truth is, we all face a choice every single day. We choose whether we're going to sit back and let life happen to us, or whether we're going to stand up and take control. You've got the power to change your life, but you've got to recognize that power within yourself. Don't let the world dictate your future. You are the author of your own story. Don't let anyone else write it for you. Now, I know there are people out there who will tell you that it's not possible, that you're dreaming too big, that you're wasting your time. You want to know what I say to that? I say, you keep dreaming, because no one's vision for your life is bigger than yours should be. Don't let anyone box you in. Don't let anyone limit your potential. You were made for more, so aim high. Dream big, work for it every single day. And keep going, even when it feels like you're running into wall after wall. And let me tell you something else, your future doesn't have to look like anyone else's. You don't have to follow the same path as everyone else. You don't have to fit into a mold that society created for you. You don't have to conform to someone else's idea of success. You define success. You decide what that looks like for you. For some people, success means money. For others, it means happiness, freedom, or making an impact in the world. Whatever it is, make sure it's your success and not someone else's version of it. Now, I want to talk about something that is critical to this whole process, and that's resilience. You've got to be resilient. Life is going to test you. People are going to test you. But you've got to stay strong. You've got to keep going when you don't feel like it. Because success is not about avoiding failure, it's about how you handle it. How you get back up when you've been knocked down. It's about keeping your head up, your chest out, and your eyes on the prize. Every time you fall, get back up. Every time you face a challenge, meet it head on. And don't you ever back down. Resilience isn't just about fighting through the tough times. It's also about staying grounded when things are going great. You've got to stay humble. You've got to stay hungry. Don't get comfortable. Success doesn't stop. It keeps coming at you. And if you want to make your future, you've got to keep working for it every single day. Never get complacent. Keep pushing, even when it feels like you've made it. Because you haven't made it yet. And don't let anyone else's success make you feel like you're behind. It's not a race. You're running your own race. Your journey is unique. You don't need to compare yourself to anyone. You don't need to be in competition with anyone. The only person you need to be in competition with is yourself. Push yourself to be better every day. Push yourself to learn, to grow, to improve. You see, your future is like a garden. What you plant today is what you'll harvest tomorrow. If you plant seeds of hard work, dedication, and belief in yourself, that's what's going to grow. If you plant seeds of doubt, laziness, and excuses, that's what you're going to see sprout up. You've got to be careful what you're planting. You've got to be intentional. Every decision, every action, every word you speak, it all matters. It all contributes to what your future will look like. But I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. It's not going to be easy. There are going to be times when you want to quit. There are going to be days when it feels like the whole world is against you. But those are the moments that define you. When things get tough, that's when you dig in. When people doubt you, that's when you prove them wrong. When the world tells you it's not possible, that's when you show them that you can do it. So you get up, you get to work, you don't wait for permission, you don't wait for the right moment. There's no such thing. The right moment is now. There's no better time than today to start making your future. And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progress. You're not going to get it all right. You're not going to have all the answers. But if you keep pushing, if you keep learning, if you keep fighting for what you want, your future will start to take shape. And one day when you look back, you'll realize that you didn't just survive life. You conquered it. So do me a favor. Stop waiting for things to happen. Stop waiting for someone to hand you the keys to your future. It's yours. You make it happen. And I promise you, the work you put in today will pay off tomorrow. But it starts now. Take control of your life. Make your future. Your destiny is in your hands. Don't let anyone, and I mean anyone, take that from you. Go get it. Your future is in your hands. Don't wait for others or external circumstances to shape your path. Own your decisions, actions, and the direction of your life. Life will challenge you, and failure is inevitable. However, success is determined by how you handle setbacks and keep going, even when things get tough. To create your own future, you must work with purpose, stay grounded, and remain committed to continuous growth and improvement. Every action you take today shapes your tomorrow. Don't compare yourself to others. Success is personal and unique to each individual. Define your own goals and pursue them relentlessly without getting distracted by others' journeys. You have to understand the journey you're on right now, the life you're living, it's yours. It doesn't belong to anyone else. Too many people go through life thinking they're passengers, that they're just along for the ride. They think things happen to them and that they're powerless to change anything. But that's a lie. You are not a passenger in your own life. You are the driver. If you want to get somewhere different, you've got to take the wheel and steer yourself in the direction you want to go. Taking ownership of your life means you're fully accountable for where you are and where you're going. It's all on you. It's not about blaming anyone else. It's not about pointing fingers or waiting for someone to come along and fix things for you. The world isn't going to stop and hand you a solution. No one is going to give you the answers. So if you want something better, if you want to create a future that is meaningful and fulfilling, you have to start with yourself. You have to be responsible for your own path, for your choices, and for how you respond to life's challenges. Taking ownership means acknowledging your power. Too many people give away their power to other people, to their jobs, to their circumstances. They let others tell them who they are, what they can do, and what they're worth. But here's the thing: when you let someone else define you, when you give away your power, you are giving up control of your future. You're letting others decide how far you can go and what you can achieve. But the truth is, nobody knows your potential like you do. Nobody can define your worth better than you can. It's your power, your life, your future. Own it. When you take ownership, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You stop blaming the past, blaming other people, blaming luck. You stop making excuses for why things didn't work out. You stop using the weight of the world as a crutch to avoid taking action. Now, that doesn't mean that life doesn't throw you curveballs. We all have setbacks. We all face challenges, but the difference is in how you respond to them. Are you going to let those challenges define you? Are you going to let those failures dictate your future? Or are you going to take those moments, learn from them, and use them as stepping stones to something better? The power is always in your hands. It doesn't matter where you come from, what obstacles you face, or how many people tell you that you can't do something. You are the one who decides whether you'll move forward or stay stuck. And you're the one who gets to decide how big your dreams will be. No one else has the right to tell you what you can achieve. Only you get to make that call. And when you step up and take responsibility for where you are, you put yourself in a position to change things. You're no longer waiting for someone else to give you permission. You take the first step. You make it happen. Here's something that a lot of people miss when you take ownership of your life. You also take ownership of your mindset. You take ownership of how you think about yourself and the world around you. Your mindset is everything. If you go into every situation thinking that you're going to fail, that you don't have what it takes, or that things will never change, then guess what? You're right. You've already made up your mind that it's not going to work. But when you take ownership of your mindset, when you start to believe in yourself, when you start to understand that you are capable of achieving greatness, you change the game completely. Believing in yourself isn't just about positive thinking. It's about knowing that you are enough. It's about understanding that no matter what happens, you have the power to turn things around. But it takes work. It takes discipline. It takes practice. You can't just wake up one day and expect everything to fall into place. You've got to show up. You've got to do the work. You've got to put in the hours, even when you're tired, even when you're not feeling motivated, even when the world is telling you to quit. That's what taking ownership is all about. It's about showing up every single day and doing the work no matter what. Taking ownership of your life also means taking responsibility for your time. Time is the one thing you can never get back. You can lose money and make it back. You can lose friends and make new ones, but you can never get your time back. Every minute you waste, every hour you squander, that's gone forever. So if you're serious about creating the future you want, you need to treat your time like the valuable resource it is. Use it wisely. Spend it on things that move you forward, on things that help you grow, on things that get you closer to where you want to be. And here's the key: when you take ownership of your life, you stop waiting for perfect conditions. There's no such thing as the perfect time to start. There's no perfect moment when everything aligns and you're finally ready. The truth is, if you wait for the perfect moment, you'll be waiting forever. Life is messy. Things don't always go as planned. You're never going to have everything figured out. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't start. You've got to start where you are with what you have. You take the first step, even if it feels like you're not prepared, even if it feels like you don't have all the answers. The more you wait, the more time you lose. You've got to take ownership of your actions, and that means acting even when the timing doesn't seem perfect. Taking ownership also means learning to say no. You can't do everything. You can't be everything to everyone. If you want to create a future that's meaningful, if you want to make an impact, you've got to be selective with your time, your energy, and your focus. Say no to things that don't align with your goals. Say no to distractions that keep you from moving forward. Say no to the negative people in your life who drag you down. It's about protecting your space, protecting your energy, and making sure that everything you do is aligned with where you want to go. Another part of taking ownership is embracing your failures. You're going to fail. We all do. But the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they handle failure. You can choose to let failure defeat you, to let it become your story, or you can choose to learn from it, grow from it, and move forward stronger than before. Failure isn't the end of the road. It's a lesson. It's an opportunity to see what doesn't work so you can find out what does. Embrace it. Learn from it. Use it to fuel your journey. Taking ownership of your life means being accountable, not just for your actions, but for your growth. This is a lifelong journey. There is no finish line. You are constantly evolving, constantly learning, constantly improving. Don't get complacent. Keep pushing yourself to be better. Keep striving for more. Keep looking for ways to grow. Don't settle for good enough. Good enough will never get you where you want to go. Aim higher. Push further. Keep evolving, and you'll never stop moving toward the future you want to create. When you take ownership of your life, you are committing to a life of purpose. You're not just going through the motions. You're not just waking up every day to work, eat, sleep, and repeat. You are living with intention. You are living with passion. You are living with the understanding that what you do today matters. It impacts your future. It shapes your life. And that's a powerful place to be. When you realize that everything you do has meaning, you start making different choices. You start showing up in a different way. You start living with purpose. And when you do that, you start to create a future that reflects your highest potential. Remember, the only person who has control over your life is you. If you don't like where you are, change it. If you don't like where you're headed, shift direction. Stop waiting for someone to give you permission. Stop waiting for the right moment. Stop waiting for things to get easier. Make it happen. Take ownership. Own your future, because nobody else will do it for you. It's up to you. And when you finally realize that, you unlock the power to change everything. Your future is yours. Take control of it. Take ownership and make it great. Life is going to test you. It's going to throw challenges your way, often when you least expect it, and sometimes when you feel like you're already at your limit. But here's the truth: you will face obstacles. You will be knocked down. But what truly defines you, what shapes your future, isn't the setback, it's how you get back up. Resilience and perseverance are the qualities that separate those who just survive from those who thrive. They are the traits that will carry you through the darkest moments and the hardest days, pushing you forward when you want to stop. And let me tell you this: when you develop the ability to keep going no matter what, you will unlock the power to transform your life. Resilience isn't about avoiding difficulty. It's not about being invincible or immune to pain. That's not the reality of life. The reality is that everyone faces tough times, and you will too. But resilience is about how you respond to those tough times. It's the ability to bend but not break. It's about bouncing back after every challenge, after every knockdown, after every failure. Life doesn't care how much you've been through or how hard you've worked. It doesn't show mercy, and it doesn't hold back. But what life does do is give you the opportunity to rise, to fight back, to keep pushing. When things get difficult, when you face adversity, there are two choices. You can either let the situation define you, or you can define yourself through your response. You can let the difficulty weigh you down, or you can use it to build your strength. Resilience is the difference between letting the storm break you and letting the storm make you. Life is full of storms. And let's be real, they don't just come once and leave. Storms come and go, but they'll keep coming. How you handle them, how you rise from them, will be the foundation of your success. The road to success is rarely a straight line. There will be twists, turns, bumps, and detours. You'll encounter obstacles that you never saw coming. You'll face rejection, doubt, criticism, and failure. And guess what? That's okay. That's part of the process. That's part of what it means to be human. But the key is to never let those things define you. You are not your failure. You are not the mistakes you've made. You are not the rejections you've received. Those are simply part of your story, not the end of it. Failure is a lesson. Rejection is an opportunity to get better. Every setback is just a setup for a comeback. But here's where resilience comes in. It's not just about being able to take hits and keep going. It's about how you keep going. You see, the real test isn't in how hard you can hit. It's in how hard you can be hit and still keep going. Life will test you, but it will never defeat you unless you let it. Resilience isn't about pretending that things are easy or that you're never discouraged. It's about understanding that your current circumstances do not define your future. The struggle, the pain, the hardship, that's temporary. What you do with it, how you learn from it, and how you push through it, that's what matters. When things get tough, when you want to quit, that's when you have to dig deeper. That's when you have to find the strength inside yourself that you didn't know you had. You have to keep moving, even when every part of you wants to stop. You have to keep fighting, even when it feels like the fight is too much. You have to press on, even when the road ahead seems long and uncertain. Resilience is about knowing that no matter how tough it gets, you've got the grit to make it through. You've got the ability to overcome anything that life throws your way. But perseverance is just as important. Resilience helps you bounce back from setbacks, but perseverance is what keeps you moving forward when you don't see results. It's about sticking to your goals and staying on course, even when things aren't going the way you want them to. Life will try to throw you off track. It will try to distract you, discourage you, and make you believe that it's not worth it. But perseverance is the strength to keep going, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way. It's about not giving up, not throwing in the towel, and not letting go of your dreams, even when the odds are stacked against you. Perseverance is a mindset. It's about having a vision for the future and being willing to do whatever it takes to get there. It's about believing in yourself, even when no one else does. It's about staying committed to the process, even when progress is slow. People who persevere know that success doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and dedication. They understand that the journey will be difficult, but they are willing to stay the course because they know that every step they take, no matter how small, brings them closer to their goal. When things don't go as planned, when the road is rough, that's when perseverance matters most. You will face moments when you feel like giving up. You'll face moments when you think that your dream is too far out of reach, or that you don't have the strength to keep going. But in those moments, you have to keep your eyes on the prize. You have to remind yourself why you started this journey in the first place. You have to trust in the process, trust in your ability, and trust that if you keep going, you will eventually get to where you want to be. There will be times when you feel like you're putting in all the work and not seeing any results. That's when perseverance becomes critical. The journey to success isn't always linear. Sometimes you'll take a step forward, only to take 2 steps back. But that doesn't mean you should quit. It doesn't mean that you're not making progress. It means that you're learning, you're growing, and you're becoming stronger. Every failure, every setback is a lesson that brings you closer to where you need to be. The key is to keep going even when it feels like nothing is happening. Success is often just around the corner, but you won't reach it if you give up too soon. And you don't have to do it alone. Resilience and perseverance are about leaning on the people who support you, the people who believe in you, the people who lift you up when you're down. You don't have to go through this journey by yourself. There will be times when you need help, when you need advice, when you need someone to remind you of your strength. And that's okay. We all need support, and the people around you can make all the difference. But at the end of the day, it's still on you. You have to choose to get up when you're knocked down. You have to choose to keep going, even when you don't want to. You have to choose to persevere no matter what. Resilience and perseverance aren't just about dealing with the hard times. They're also about staying humble when things go right. It's easy to keep going when everything is falling into place, when you're seeing results and getting closer to your goals. But true resilience is about staying grounded and focused, knowing that there's always more work to do. Success isn't a destination, it's a journey. And as long as you keep pushing forward, as long as you keep persevering, you will continue to grow, to evolve, and to reach new heights. There will be tough days ahead. There will be days when you question yourself, when you feel like giving up, when you feel like everything is against you. But remember, this resilience and perseverance are the keys that unlock your future. The more you go through, the stronger you become. The more you push through, the closer you get to achieving everything you've dreamed of. So don't stop. Don't give up. Keep going. Because that's how you create the life you've always wanted. That's how you win. If you want to make your mark on this world, if you want to create something meaningful and lasting, you need to understand one thing: success doesn't just happen. It's not a matter of waiting for the right moment, for the stars to align, or for the perfect opportunity to appear. Success comes from intentionality and hard work. Those two qualities are the foundation of everything you'll ever achieve. If you want to build a life that matters, if you want to become the best version of yourself, then you've got to be intentional about everything you do, and you've got to be willing to work harder than anyone else. Let me break it down for you. Intentionality means that you are living with purpose. Every decision you make, every action you take must align with the bigger picture of your life. This isn't about reacting to what life throws your way or just going through the motions. It's about taking control and creating the future you want by acting with intention. You don't just wake up and go through the day without direction. You wake up with a plan, with a goal in mind, with a vision of where you want to be and what you want to achieve. Being intentional means that you are actively choosing the life you want to live. It's about making decisions that align with your values, your long-term goals, and the person you want to become. You don't leave your future up to chance. You take responsibility for it. You don't let the distractions of life lead you astray. You stay focused. You stay disciplined. When you're intentional, every action you take is a step toward your vision. You're not just living day to day, mindlessly going through routines. Every single choice is deliberate. Every move is with purpose. You might not see it in the moment, but every decision, every action you take compounds over time. The small things you do every day, the choices you make, will eventually lead you to the bigger picture. They will define the trajectory of your life. It's easy to think that the little things don't matter, that the hours you put into something that seems insignificant are pointless. But in reality, it's the consistent, intentional effort over time that leads to success. It's the focus you bring to the seemingly mundane tasks. It's the commitment to doing your best, even when no one is watching. That's what separates those who succeed from those who don't. Now, let's talk about hard work. You see, you can be intentional all you want, but if you're not willing to put in the work, it's all for nothing. Intentionality gives you direction, but hard work is what brings it to life. Hard work is the engine that drives your success. It's the fuel that powers your journey. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot skip this part. If you think you can get by without doing the hard work, you're in for a rude awakening. Hard work is non-negotiable. It's the price of admission. You can't coast your way to success. There's no shortcut, no secret formula. If you want to build something great, you've got to put in the hours. You've got to push through the hard days. You've got to outwork everyone else who is out there chasing the same dreams. It's easy to talk about hard work, to say that you're willing to put in the effort, but when it comes down to it, the work isn't always glamorous. It's not always fun. It's not always going to feel like progress. Some days will feel like you're just going through the motions. Some days you'll feel like you're putting in all this effort and not seeing any results. That's when most people quit. That's when people give up and walk away. But here's the truth: the people who succeed are the ones who keep going when it gets tough. They understand that hard work isn't always about seeing immediate results. It's about putting in the work today for a better tomorrow. It's about doing the work when no one is looking, when there's no applause, no recognition. It's about being willing to grind day in and day out because you know that every small effort adds up. Hard work is about consistency. It's not about having one great day of effort and then calling it quits. It's about showing up every day, doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. You don't wait for motivation to strike. You don't wait for inspiration to come. You just show up, you do the work. It's in the consistency of your actions that you build momentum. When you're consistently doing the work, when you're committed to your craft, you start seeing results. You start getting better, you start building a reputation. The more you work, the more you improve, the closer you get to where you want to be. There are no shortcuts to success. You can't cheat your way to the top. You can't skip the process. If you want to become great at something, you've got to put in the time. You've got to sacrifice. You've got to show up when others are sleeping, when they're out having fun, when they're distracted. You've got to put in the work when everyone else is looking for an easy way out. Hard work is about pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. It's about doing things you don't feel like doing. It's about being disciplined enough to stay focused, to keep working even when the rewards aren't immediate. That's how you separate yourself from the rest. There are countless voices in the world trying to tell you what you should be doing with your life. People will have opinions, they'll have advice, they'll tell you the right way to live, the right way to be successful, the right way to make your mark on the world. But here's the truth, none of those voices matter more than your own. If you want to achieve something truly meaningful, something that speaks to your soul and aligns with your deepest desires, you have to stay true to your own vision. Your vision is what guides you, what motivates you when times get tough, and what inspires you to keep going when it feels like everything else is falling apart. Staying true to your vision isn't always easy. It's not something that everyone will understand. There will be people who try to push you off course, who question your choices, who tell you that what you're doing doesn't make sense. Sometimes you'll doubt yourself too. You'll wonder if you're on the right path, or if maybe they're right and you should follow the crowd. But let me tell you this, if you listen to the noise, if you let other people's doubts become your own, you will never live the life that's meant for you. If you want to build something that's truly yours, you've got to trust in your vision, even when others don't. The first step in staying true to your own vision is understanding what that vision is. A lot of people go through life not really knowing what they want. They follow the path that's laid out in front of them without ever stopping to ask if it's the path they actually want to be on. And let me tell you, that's a dangerous way to live. If you don't know what you're working toward, how can you know when you've arrived? You have to take the time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What are your passions? What gets you excited? What would you wake up every morning and put in the work for, even when things get tough? Your vision doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It doesn't have to be something that everyone else will understand. It just has to be yours. It's about identifying what you want your life to look like, what legacy you want to leave behind, and what you want to achieve in this world. And once you know that, you've got to commit to it fully. This is not a casual decision. It's a declaration that you are going to live your life on your terms. That's the first step, figuring out what you want and then owning it. Once you know your vision, the next step is to stay focused on it. There will be distractions, obstacles, and setbacks along the way. It's easy to get sidetracked by what other people are doing or what they think you should be doing. But you have to resist the urge to compare yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy. It's a trap that pulls you away from your own path and makes you question whether what you're doing is enough. But here's the reality, what someone else is doing doesn't matter. Their journey is theirs and yours is yours. If you spend your time focusing on what others are doing, you'll miss out on the opportunity to make your own impact. Stay focused on your vision. Don't let the noise of the world distract you from what's important to you. Staying true to your vision also means learning to say no. You will face moments when other people will try to pull you in different directions, when opportunities will come that seem appealing but don't align with your long-term goals. It's tempting to say yes to everything, to try to please everyone and take every opportunity that comes your way. But that's a surefire way to lose sight of your true vision. When you say yes to everything, you end up spreading yourself too thin and diluting your focus. You have to learn to say no to the things that don't serve your vision, even if they seem like good opportunities in the moment. Saying no is not about being selfish, it's about protecting your time, your energy, and your focus. It's about making sure that everything you do is aligned with your purpose. There will be times when it gets hard, when you feel like giving up. It's easy to get discouraged when things aren't going as planned, when the path feels rocky and uncertain. But that's when staying true to your vision matters the most. The road to success is rarely smooth. There will be days when you want to throw in the towel, when you wonder if it's all worth it, when you question whether you're on the right path. But in those moments, you have to remember why you started. You have to remind yourself of the vision that drives you, the one that keeps you moving forward, even when everything around you feels like it's falling apart. Resilience is rooted in your vision. When you have a clear sense of where you're going, when you know what you're working toward, it gives you the strength to push through the tough times. Another important aspect of staying true to your vision is the willingness to evolve. Sometimes we think that once we've set our course, we have to stick with it no matter what. But the truth is that your vision might change over time, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're giving up or that you're being fickle. It means that you're growing, learning, and becoming more in tune with who you are and what you want. Stay open to the idea that your vision can evolve as you evolve. The key is to remain authentic to yourself in the process. The more you stay connected to who you are at your core, the more aligned your vision will be with your true self. One of the hardest things about staying true to your vision is dealing with criticism and doubt. There will always be people who question your choices, who try to tell you that you're wrong or that your vision isn't realistic. It's easy to get caught up in their opinions and to start second-guessing yourself. But here's the thing, other people's opinions of you do not define you. The only opinion that matters is yours. You have to believe in your vision so deeply that no amount of criticism can shake it. When you stay true to your vision, you're not doing it for approval or validation from anyone else. You're doing it because it matters to you. Don't let anyone's negativity take that from you. In the end, staying true to your own vision is about integrity. It's about aligning your actions with your values, your purpose, and your dreams. It's about showing up every day and doing the work, even when no one else believes in what you're doing. It's about having the courage to follow your own path, even when it's hard, even when it's uncertain, and even when you're the only one who can see the end goal. Staying true to your vision is about owning your journey, taking responsibility for your choices, and having the strength to keep moving forward no matter what obstacles stand in your way. You don't need permission to chase your dreams. You don't need anyone's approval to live the life you want to live. If you want something bad enough, if your vision is strong enough, then you go after it. Don't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect circumstances. The time is now. The opportunity is yours. You've got the vision, you've got the passion. Now all that's left is to stay true to it no matter what. That's the key to building a life that's not only successful but meaningful. Keep moving forward, stay committed, and keep your eyes on the prize. Your vision is the roadmap to the life you've always dreamed of, and the only thing that can stop you from achieving it is if you let it. So don't let it. Keep going, stay true, and keep believing in yourself. Your vision will take you places you never imagined.